This unit's vocabulary is next and relates to helping you prepare your goals. Remember, preparing goals is really a key part of negotiation. There's really no way to know if you have done a good job or a poor job if you don't have clear goals. So let's go ahead and look at some of the vocabulary we often use in preparing goals. The first one is accept. Of course, accept means that you can accept the proposal or you can accept the terms. You can accept the price, so something is okay. We would often use this by just saying, I accept your terms, or I accept your price. Or you could say, I do not accept your price. You might think reject would be a way to say it, but you often in negotiations say, we cannot accept that. Meaning we would like to, but we can't. We cannot accept it. Whereas reject sounds more negative, like there's something you really hate or don't like. Do not accept or cannot accept just means I like to, but we just can't. Assume. The word assume here means that you assume something is true. To take it for granted. You think it's true even though it may not be true. This is often a word you can use when you're talking about the other side. They assume something is true. So you can say, well, you assume that our production cost is $10 per unit, but actually our production cost is $12 per unit. So this word assume can be used in many ways. But I think here we're saying that you need to be careful. Don't assume anything about the other side. In your negotiation, you can use this word to tell the other side that you're wrong about something, that they're wrong about something. For example, you can say, don't assume that that's true. Brainstorming, of course, is a very popular idea where we brainstorm. We think of things, anything, even crazy ideas. And this will be very useful in your negotiation, of course, because this is a behavior you probably want to try when you're preparing for your negotiation. When you're getting ready, when you're thinking of the strategy. Maybe you need to get with your team and brainstorm a little bit about the negotiation. So some crazy ideas maybe are okay. Compensation. Compensation is payment for something that has been done, some work that is completed. Now, compensation can be used in many ways. It's a little bit like benefit, only compensation is a bit more clear to say than A and I give you B. So you can come and wash your car and I will pay you $10 US for washing my car. So I do something for you and I get something. I do something for you, you give me something. This is a compensation idea. But in negotiation, we can use it much wider, meaning that I can compensate you for sacrificing something now. So if you give me a faster shipping time, I can compensate you later by paying a higher price. So compensation usually is a one-to-one relationship, but it can be a bit more general. Saying in general, I do something good for me, and you do something good for you, and I do something good for you in return, and you do something good for me in return. You can say, what's the compensation I get for helping you now? consider, think about. Now, this is a really great word. It's a word that is a very simple word, right? But we use this often in negotiation because we want to emphasize that we are going to consider your proposal. It's very important in a negotiation that you let the other side feel you are listening to them. And one way to listen is to say, consider. We will consider your offer. We have already considered your offer very carefully, but we cannot accept it. So this is not always saying we do something positive or we do something negative. Consider you're going to think about it. A great word to use in your negotiation to make the other side feel comfortable and respected. Convince. Help the other side to believe that what you're saying is true. So this convince is kind of the opposite of assure in a way. In a negotiation, because you're not assuming it's true, you're convincing them it's true. You're going to go ahead and explain to them why it's true. So in your negotiation, you can use this word very effectively by saying it straightforward and saying, I'm going to try to convince you that this is a great deal. Are you convinced yet? I'm going to convince you that this is a really good opportunity. So it's very positive that way. And you can go ahead then and try to convince the other side. And you can ask them, are you convinced yet? Now, of course, if they're very smart, they're always going to say, well, we're not really convinced yet. And then you can say, well, we can try another thing to convince you. How about if I give you a discount on the shipping terms? Does that convince you? So that's a great word to use. Cooperate. Work together. When you work together, you cooperate. In negotiation, we're already cooperating in a way because we're negotiating. Remember, for negotiation to happen, you have to have at least two sides. There is no cooperation then. The negotiation breaks down, and there will be no negotiation. So there is always some level of cooperation. You may cooperate more, meaning you work together better, or less. It's really tough to work things out. In our negotiation RPGs, you may find that there are other groups that you are easy to cooperate with. You have a good relationship with them. Maybe that's good to seek them out often. You can cooperate. You can help each other. That's perfectly normal. Delay. Delay here means to put off to another time. Delay is really important in negotiation because it's a kind of tactic where you can specifically say, well, your offer is something we're going to consider very carefully, but we cannot decide now. And the other side may say, well, we need you to decide now because we have other things to do. Or we have other buyers waiting. Or we have other sellers we need to talk to. And you say, well, we're going to have to wait until tomorrow. Or I can't decide. I need to talk to my boss. That's a delay. So usually this word is a kind of tactic or strategy. in some cases, an overall strategy that you want to take your time. So delay is not something you would often say, but it's something you can say inside your team. Let's make sure we delay as long as possible would be a normal thing to say inside your team. You would not say that to the other side though, because to the other side, you want to tell them, oh, I am working as fast as I can. This is the fastest we can go at my company. Everything takes 2 days, so I'm sorry. But then you come back to your team, and on the team you say, I'm trying to delay. Emphasize. Emphasize means something is very important, so we're going to emphasize it. And in your negotiation, you can always say this word right out. You can say, I need to emphasize to you. I want to emphasize to you that quality is very important to our customers. I will emphasize this point. This is a word you can often use and is very helpful because it lets the other side see what's important to you. You emphasize what's important. Fallback. Fallback is a position or a plan where your main plan doesn't work out very well. So you use your fallback plan or your fallback plan. So this kind of backup idea or a backup plan. Now, in negotiation, we can have many fallbacks. We can have prices, we can have shipping, we can have quality, we can have different kinds of deal packages. Fallback is not necessarily just a plan, but it's related to your planning, right? So when you're making your planning, you need to think with your team, what is our first position? What's the thing we want the most? But if that doesn't work, what's the thing we want next? By the way, we have a fallback. Maybe 2 fallbacks. What's the fallback plan? Forecast. Forecast is something about the future, right? It's telling something about the future. Why would we use forecast? Because of course, when we're in negotiation, we're trying to buy or sell something. It's not happening now, it's happening in the future, of course. It's not now, so we're always talking about the future. In the future, something is going to happen. For example, I'm selling a product, and I'm selling this product to you. I want you to believe that this product I'm selling to you is going to be very successful. You are going to make a lot of money. You are going to sell a lot. I'm going to sell it to you, and you're going to sell it to other customers, your customers. So I need to give you a kind of idea about the future. I can forecast. So I can tell you, we have forecasted, we have done some research, and our forecasts show, or I can forecast, or I forecast. It can be a noun or a verb, however you want to use it. But the point is, it's in the future. We forecast that this product is going to be very successful in the market. You're going to make a lot of money, so you should be happy to take the deal we're going to offer you. So forecast is all about the future. give in. Give in is a little bit like giving up. It's similar in its idea to give in. Give in means that you agree to the other side, not everything. Now, you could give in totally. That would be, we give in totally. We do everything you want. We agree. But usually, give in means 1 or 2 points. So you would give in to 1 point. You would say, well, we can give in on this 1 point. We can give in on price, but we cannot give in on anything else. Well, we can give in on price, but we cannot give in on shipping terms. These shipping terms must be this way. It's a way to sound positive about giving something up, rather than sounding negative, which of course would be worse. Goal. Goal is really a key word because it's a concept. It's very important to set our goal at the beginning, before we begin our negotiation. Now, usually you would not say this in the negotiation because you do not want to tell the other side your goals. Remember, your information is secret. It's important to keep your goal secret. You for sure do not want to tell the goals to the other side. Unless it's a special kind of negotiation, which we're going to talk about later, where things are very honest and open, very, very rare. Usually you want to keep your goals very secret. So the goals, this is the word you would use inside your team. What are your goals for this negotiation? Implication. The word implication means that something will happen because something else happened. What's the implication? Is there a relationship? So let's say that you have a test tomorrow and you do not study. You go play some video games. Well, the implication of playing video games the night before a test is you will fail your test. That's the implication. So, A leads to B. We can use this in our negotiation to try to infer that if one side does something, the other side will do something in return. That kind of implication is creating a relationship. You can use it positively or negatively. You could be very negative.